I am recording this after I recorded the podcast episode, but I just wanted to say that my dog is barking for a little bit of this episode, which I apologize for, and I plan to get acoustic foam for the room, so there's less like background noise and stuff like that. And I did have some mic issues. I did this kind of in a hurry because I wanted to get it out, but yeah, I'll be getting my mic fixed for next episode, and from next episode and all the other episodes, I'll be using a face cam too. I just ordered one, so yeah, I'll be using that from then on out. But I hope you enjoy this episode. Okay, so I'm here with Jair Lockdown, and we're gonna go over Packers Bucks game and our thoughts. Packers win 14-12. I mean, you can start off on your thoughts of
Yeah,
the game.
so yeah, so once again, our opening drive, I liked it a lot. I liked how we had Dobbs in the
Yeah, he's
rushing
really gonna.
tandem on the
Yeah, he's
first
gonna nail
drive.
that game.
Dobbs had 73 yards, touchdown. He averaged 9.1 yards per reception. So he did really good.
Yeah.
Um, if you want to say anything about that.
Well, I think I was gonna say this, like expand on it more later, but like Dobbs is doing great, but I feel like we're not like we have gotten chunk plays with Dobbs, but LaFleur just refuses to call like medium to deep shots with him, which is like his specialty. Like he's a contested catcher if I remember right from what I've seen from him in
Hmm.
college, and most of the stuff LaFleur was calling that game was like screens and like 2 yard passes for Dobbs, which is like not what he
Yeah.
does best, which is like I said it. I was tweeting about it last during the game. Like I don't really understand LaFleur's play calling. Um, yeah, I don't like. I feel like we're not using him to his potential, but that might just
Yeah,
be
I
me.
I agree. I think, but the thing is with the new playbook I think we're running, from what I've seen in the last few games, Aaron Rodgers, he's not been forced to pass down the field. They're doing play action, they're doing
Yeah,
short passes, and they're obviously a run first offense because they
yeah,
have one of the best run duos in the league. So they
yeah,
just haven't had the chance to have those deep shots, and I also think that they've lost confidence in deep shots. Uh, especially Aaron Rodgers after the Christian Watson drop. So
yeah,
I just think maybe Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers talk to something, and they're like, "Hey, man, like I don't trust these rookies yet with going downfield. They might, they might run the route wrong or something." So I think he's just sticking to the short stuff until they get comfortable.
yeah. I understand that, and I get that. Like, I think Watson is out this game, right? It's Watson and
Yeah, yeah,
Watkins,
it was Watson and Watkins. Yeah,
and like I understand they're short on receivers, but like this can't be wide receiver core that's like gonna take time to develop. Like this, Rodgers probably has 2 years left. We have like a 2 year window to win it. These receivers like actually like we need to give them shots to
yeah. I
like do
I think
something. Like we need to
I
do it
think
now. We don't have time to let them take 6 games to develop.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's gonna take us to the next level once we get comfortable with them taking shots. Because right now, I actually pulled up some stats for it. Aaron Rodgers has been a short passer so far. He has 4 attempts last game that went past 15 yards.
Yeah,
And past 20 yards last game, he was 1 for 4. He only had one completion, and that was to Lazard, in the third quarter, I think, or the fourth quarter.
yeah, I remember.
Uh, that's pretty nice. And then when Rodgers doesn't, when he targets players downfield, I think it was about a 15-yard throw or 10 to 15-yard throw. He had an interception in double coverage. This wasn't a great interception, but it just seems like he's not like week one, he was 0 for 2 past 20 yards. Week two, since they played against the Bears, easy to pass, easy to pass downfield. He was 2 for 2
Yeah,
against them. Um, it just seemed like he's not taking those deep shots yet, which is probably some growing pains from losing Devontae Adams and
yeah.
MVS.
Like you said, like I understand they're probably scared, especially like of like if I remember correctly, the two deep shots they like I can remember the first one was week one against the Vikings, and he threw that bad interception. Like he just
Hmm.
YOLO'd that. Then he had one this game to, I'm forgetting who it was. I think it was Juwan Winfrey. It was like a 60-yard bomb. That was incomplete too. So I understand that. I'm just like, I mean, Watson, the first play of week one, he got open. Like it's not. I don't think it's a getting open problem. It's just I guess chemistry that they
Well,
have to gel
yeah,
together. So
it's adversity. It's like our team, whenever we face one problem, we just can't. We
yeah,
can't recover from it. And actually, I took note. It was especially after the Aaron Jones fumble. It had the same exact vibe to last year with the Mercedes
yeah,
Lewis fumble
yeah,
when we fumbled against the Niners, and it's the same thing as like the Watson drop or any of that kind of stuff. It's just been like we have one
yeah.
bad
One
play,
turnover and it just all goes to
and
shit.
we just don't do anything on
And
offense.
I think Matt, like we have to hold LaFleur accountable for that because like he just does
Hmm.
not. Same with Joe Barry. Like he just does. They just don't know how to adapt. Like you lose to a good team in the regular season, and then we see them in the playoffs again. They're not prepared again, and then we lose to them in the playoffs. It's like the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, and that was part of the fact with Joe Barry not adjusting week one to JJ.
Yeah,
For some reason, he just let him get one of the biggest, I think the biggest game of his career against
yeah.
us.
It's just
It was crazy.
I like going into the season. For me, at least, like the defense is obviously our strong point, and our all I was expecting from our offense is just to do the bare minimum. And the bare, like I don't know what that is, like 17 points, 20
Hmm.
points. They got 14 isn't really that's I mean they completely shut down the second half, but like
Yeah.
the offense is not going to be that good. We just need to do decent, run the clock out, whether it's a field goal or something, but the defense is going to be what's going to win us games. Um, and I think for the most part, like I know the second half was bad, but I think the offense did um, a decent job, especially against a good Bucks defense. So um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean that Bucks defense, it was tough. I mean, they stopped our run game. We
yeah,
only had 85 total yards combined with AJ Dillon
yeah. Jones
and
was
Aaron
awful this game
Jones.
too.
They just couldn't get downfield too much. They averaged both about 3 yards per carry.
Yeah,
Um, and then of course the Aaron Jones fumble. I mean, he just like didn't play how he should like last week,
yeah,
but maybe that's just because the Bears had a bad defense and all
yeah,
that stuff, and he just doesn't play well. And I would also say it's partially our O-line. Not that our O-line is necessarily bad, it's just that we have some dudes that are younger on our
yeah.
O-line, and I don't think it's hard. It's hard for them.
Yeah, I think
Um,
we've had a lot of injuries too. Obviously, like Jenkins just came back, and I think Myers got hurt like halftime.
mhm.
And Bakhtiari was only playing like a third of the snaps or something like that. So
Yeah, he was switching out snaps
yeah,
with I forget how to say his last
Yosh
name.
Nijman or something like that.
Nijman, yeah.
Yeah, um,
Yeah, he was swapping a lot of snaps, but Nijman's not horrible either though. Nijman has been able to fill
yeah.
in.
I think a
Uh,
lot of it is just our O line coach. Like I feel like every single O lineman we bring in is like at worst decent.
yeah, exactly. We're able to build them tough and all that. And we've got veterans too to teach the
Yeah,
O linemen,
yeah,
so that helps a lot. Um, but yeah, our best success I think last game was definitely our defense.
yeah, for
And if you
sure.
don't mind, I'm gonna list out some defensive stats we had.
Yeah, no, go
We
for it.
forced two fumbles. One of them was kind of like a bad receiver play. One of them was a strip fumble.
That was Perriman, right?
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
we had three sacks, one for Gary, two for Clark, and that's mostly because Brady he takes sacks sometimes.
yeah.
He's kind of slow and
But
old.
that is a
He's not really
good
doing
O
too
line
great.
though. Like that's pretty impressive too.
Yes, but their O line
Oh yeah,
may be
the
injured,
left
but they
tackle,
had
right? Yeah,
yeah they had so many holding calls that were missed,
yeah, they
and they
did.
also got called on a lot of holding, so we could have had even more
Yeah,
sacks. We had five tackles for losses. We only allowed 35 rushing yards. And Devondre Campbell, which I think he was probably the best player last game,
yeah,
he
he
had
was.
8 tackles, 6 assisted tackles, one pass deflection which won us the game, and a tackle for loss. So he was just all over the field, and he's
Yeah,
probably.
he's
I
great.
mean, I haven't seen every single play, obviously, but I'm assuming he was good in coverage. If you know, if we did all that.
Yeah, and you didn't mention it, but like Quay Walker has been like a beast the past 3 weeks. Like he forced
Yeah,
one of those fumbles. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Like
I think he
this
did.
dude hits hard.
Yeah,
It's nice
he
having
is,
like actually good linebackers now.
and he's only a rookie, so I
Yeah,
mean, we can only go up from here.
yeah. I d-
Also, the only kind of problem I had though with our defense was the final drive of the game, and that was all on Joe Barry. He decided to play like a deep
yeah,
zone at the end of the game, and they just marched down the
he
field, which
was
is kind of annoying.
like normally I would pass it off because like they let up 6 points all game, which is great, and it's Tom Brady.
Mm,
But I don't know what, like you said, like Barry's doing prevent defense, like on
mm.
half the plays that drive, which is just ridiculous. Like just do what you did the whole game.
It felt like he was scared of
Yeah,
Brady
I don't
almost,
know what
scared of the
the
Bucks offense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Um.
yeah, I don't know if I don't think you mentioned it, but Jair went down for I don't
Yes.
know what quarter it was. This first quarter.
Yeah, he went out with a groin injury, which
Yeah,
I am. Normally, groin injuries aren't horrible. He shouldn't. He obviously shouldn't be out for the season.
yeah,
Um, but just hoping he gets back quickly. I think we should be fine for a little bit because I think our next game is against the Patriots, and they're not hot right now. I'm pretty sure Mac
yeah.
is. How bad is Mac Jones injured? You know?
Oh, I didn't even know he was injured. Oh, I
Really?
forgot. He went. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he like hobbled off
Yeah.
the field.
I
Let me look it up
it
here.
looked. I mean, he was like crying after the game. So
Yeah.
like, I don't think he'll play next week. But
But yeah, he had a severe high ankle sprain that could cause a surgery. He's likely
yeah.
to miss multiple games. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't think we should lose this next
Are we
game.
at home?
Yes, we're at
All
home
right.
against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that
you
should
never
be
know, but
kind of, yeah, you never know, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably a confident win there, and I don't know if the Jair not playing will hurt us that game.
yeah.
Next game against the Giants, also at home, I kind of feel the same way. Daniel
That's a
Jones isn't
London game,
really
though. I'm pretty sure
a what game?
a London game. I think that Giants game is in
Oh
London.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that is in London.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how that'll affect anything with
I think
home
we have
field
a
advantage,
pretty
but
easy stretch.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't face a hard opponent until the Bills, which is in I think 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks from
Jeez.
now. Um, so I mean, if Jair's out for 3 or 4 weeks, we should be all right, and especially with how well our defense played against the
Yeah.
Bucks.
I'm not I'm
Um,
not as concerned about our defense. I'm just like I'm a little worried about Jair himself because like he's missed all of last year and probably gonna miss like 3 4 weeks.
mm,
I mean I searched it up and that's like what groin injuries usually take.
mhm.
And like this is his prime, so like if he's gonna keep getting injured, then like I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, so all last season too, I was kind of defending Jair, and I was saying like, hey, I mean, he's not an injury-prone player, guys. I mean, this is his first major injury. He should be back. He's had all this rest, and now he's got a groin injury. So I don't know. I might have to bite on my words right there, but I think that we can't afford to. We can't afford for him to be injured, especially if it comes to playoff time. We need a fully healthy team
Yeah, we
to have
can't
a
have a
shot.
repeat of last year where like half our players are injured and they're like Jair played like one quarter
Yeah,
last playoff game, which is like actually I don't know. Did he play the full game? I'm forgetting, but I don't think he played that many snaps.
I don't think. I think he played limited snaps.
Yeah,
Um, I
yeah,
just
I don't
don't
know.
I don't like it overall. I think the win was good, but like long term, I think this team needs to put up more points and stay healthy on defense, and we should have a really good record.
Yeah, I think right now like like you said, health is probably the most important thing because like we have a pretty easy stretch coming up. Um, So if we can go into the playoffs, assuming we make it healthy, I think like that's going to be the biggest factor because we know our offense is
Yeah.
going to be good. we know our defense is our strength. We just gotta hope everyone's healthy.
Yeah, and I don't think making playoffs is gonna be hard for us this season. You know, after week one, maybe we were thinking like, hey, I mean, is it just one struggles that we normally have, or is it like an actual problem? And I think over the last 2 weeks, we've seen that it's just gonna be our defense deciding if we win games this year.
Yeah, I, we didn't even mention the special teams, which has actually been like, um, I think it's been pretty good. The first week there was like almost two blocked punts on our end, which was concerning. But
Mm.
like, besides that, like we've had some pretty good punt return coverage, and our punts themselves have been like excellent. So that's like,
Yeah, and I think those two block punts were also partially just the fact that it's a new coach on week one.
yeah,
Everything's new, it's just shaky.
yeah. But we can't have we can't have a repeat of last year where we're getting like punt block touchdowns and stuff like that. So
Yeah, 100%.
I think this we brought this guy in from the Raiders, which was like a huge upgrade from Drayton last year. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have high hopes for the special teams. Um,
Yeah, and I don't think I have anything else here. If you have anything
yeah,
else.
no, I think that's pretty much it. We covered everything.
Mm.
Next week, Patriots and Packers. Um, if you want, we can talk about that too again
Yeah.
on Monday. But I think that's it for me.